crafting event. So we wanted to bring in our laminator. This is a laminator brand new from HP. A lot of you go out and buy no-name laminators. They last you a year or so, and then you're like, nah, or they don't work that well. It takes 10 minutes for the dang thing to heat up. You know what the warm-up time is for this? 3 minutes. 3 minutes and you are ready to go. And then all you do is you take it, you put whatever it is that you want to laminate inside it, you run it through the front of the machine. I am done. I am now laminating. I am saving, whether it's a photograph, whether it's a recipe, whether it's a bunch of business cards, I'm saving it all. We're going to give you the laminating pouches. You get 10 of the large pouches. We're going to give you 10 of the 4x6s for your photos. We're going to give you 10 for business cards, and then you can just order as you need. Look at the size of it. It is beautiful, and the results are ridiculous. I'm going to pull this out the back, and I want you to look at how perfectly this is laminated. Look, not even a wrinkle, not a crease anywhere. It is perfectly laminated, and now this can be wiped, can be cleaned, can be posted up on the wall, can be passed around, can be sanitized. Lord knows you can do all those things with it. It is perfect. Look at the price they gave me for the show. It was $89. They dropped $30 off the price. If you get a brand new HSN credit card, drop another $40 off and get it over for $19.99. I have it available in 4 colors right now. This is, I don't have them actually written on the card, but I'm gonna go with eggplant. It might be purple, but I'm gonna go with eggplant. I know that one's white. I know this one is black, and it's kind of a charcoal black. And then I'm gonna go with teal. How did I do on this one? Mulberry. What? Mulberry? You know what's funny? When I was a kid, I lived near a mulberry tree. Most delicious things you've ever had in your life. Anyway, this is called mulberry. I know what the name of this next gentleman is, my buddy Aaron Berger, standing by. Aaron, HP, welcome into the world of laminating on a craft day.
Yeah.
Couldn't have picked a bigger day to launch this out of here. Welcome to our show, bud.
Good morning, thank you. I was excited to get out of bed this morning and start laminating. Frankly,
Yes.
It's not something that I had ever done in my, I've been the HP guy for years and years, for almost 15 years at HSN. HP is the #1 computer manufacturer in America, #1 printer manufacturer in America. They are one of the #1 home office innovators and manufacturers. And now we've got a laminator. And who knew that you could get a laminator for less than 60 bucks? You can laminate so many things, all of your kids' artwork and your grandkids' artwork, and so many cards, from business cards to recipe cards to old photos. Let's get to it. What we love about this laminator, brand new, and by the way, only in Guy's Hour today. So you've got about 10 minutes to pick. I think it's going to fly out of here. We love the HP name. It includes, as Guy said, we include 30 different laminating packs to go with it. And then you can buy more laminating sheets. We have those additionally available. I'll just show you how easy it is. I'm going to start sort of like Guy did. I've got, look, this is something that my little guy did, and we helped him do, obviously. A little bit, because he's only 3, a little bit of artwork. I'm going to take it, I'm going to pop it in the laminator. This laminates an 8.5 by 11. So you see, you don't even have, I don't even have to touch it. It's an auto feed. Laminates 8.5 by 11 in 29 seconds. It's one of the fastest laminators that you'll find. It also laminates all different types. So what I mean by that is you can buy different thicknesses of the laminating sheets, 3mm, 5mm. This comes with 3mm, and when you turn it on, it automatically sets to 3mm. Like Guy said, it heats up in less than 3 minutes, and done, finished, by the way. It's perfect. That's how easy it is. Heats up in less than 3 minutes, has an auto off function as well. So the auto off function means that it doesn't stay hot. It's not that hot. I mean, it's warm to the touch, but I can leave my hand there. But still, you obviously wouldn't want to leave it on all the time. It turns off automatically in 60 seconds, so you never have to worry about that. How about recipe cards? Do you have old recipe cards, maybe with mom's handwriting or with grandma's handwriting or grandpa's handwriting? All different sizes. We include 10 full-size letter sheets, 10 4x6 sheets. These are great for 4x6 photos as well. And then 10 business card sheets. Or also, I've got some other examples here, like a laminated Social Security card, a Medicare card. We've got a state of New Jersey insurance card. Oh, this is done already. And of course, when you laminate something, so you can see there's some extra laminate there on the side. It's going to be the most crafty Aaron Berger has ever been on HSN because I'm using scissors live. Try not to draw blood. Okay, there we go. So your recipe card is ready to go. And something else, of course, you all know this, but I just want to remind you, it doesn't have to be things that are square. It can start out square, and you can cut anything out as well. So crafters, obviously big crafting day at HSN. Kids go crazy over this, and great for crafters too.
I was just saying, you're a dad. You got to start crafting now, right? Come on.
I'm on it, man. We got more markers in this house.
You got pictures. I've seen the stuff you're posted on Facebook, that little guy. So listen, we are real busy, very popular, believe it or not. I laughed at mulberry. Mulberry is the best seller right now. It actually is really nice. Mulberry teal, we have it in the black, and then we also have it in white. It does not take up a lot of space. You know what amazes me, Aaron, is the number of things that we all have that can be laminated. I mean, you know, it's a crafting day. So obviously, all you crafters out there, you're excited because finally we got an HP laminator, so we know the quality that goes behind the HP name and label. But being able to do the larger sizes, you know, the 12-inch, that's a really big deal. For anybody out there that, you know, maybe you're you're homeschooling your kids, right? And you want things that you can wipe off and clean, right? You know, things that for school. Maybe it's just pictures. I just said to my producer, Brian, I don't know why I didn't think about it, but I've got wallet-size photos, and we were talking about my dad earlier. I've got wallet-size photos of my father in my wallet, and every time I pull it out, I say to myself, I got to laminate this thing. Why don't I? I mean, so that I can, because it's, you know, and it's a picture, you know, basically one of the last pictures I had of him with my arm around him, and I'm like, it's a really important picture, and you know what a wallet does to pictures. I got pictures of Danny when he was this big, walking on the beach with me, holding hands. I mean, you know, real like pull the heartstring stuff, and if you don't save them, the edges start to fall apart. And you know that even as crafters, you know, you love to laminate because you know, you want things to last. You want them to look more professional. Things that you use over and over and over again. How many of you out there have a Social Security card? Probably most of you don't because you lost it because you put it in your wallet and it just basically evaporated in there over the years. Do things like that. Social Security cards for your kids. Maybe, hey, maybe your driver's license. You know, a lot of kids' driver's license and stuff starts to peel away, starts to fall apart, delaminate. Throw it in a laminator, relaminate it if you have to. There are so many things. I love your idea about recipe cards, Aaron. That's brilliant. You know, my mom loves to cook. I love to cook, and I've got a lot of original recipes and stuff that I stole from the restaurants that recipes I wrote down that I knew from the restaurants I worked at. All those things you can laminate. And Aaron, $89 down to $59. This is a steal today.
It really isn't a no-brainer. I'm going to show you guys something I just did. I actually have it at 6 o'clock today. We have the HP Sprocket, which is such a cool little portable printer coming back to HSN. So I just printed a photo of Max. I'm going to take this photo of Max. I wrote his name on it, so I'm just making a little name card for him. Wrote his name on a card. I'm going to pop this right into a 4x6 sleeve. And you know what? This would be great for school, or in his case, for preschool, for daycare. One of my favorite ideas is coaches who have rosters that they want to laminate to just mark off the kids when they get there. Great for taking attendance every day. And incredible. I read this greatest article the other day. It was talking about, you know, how difficult, obviously, it's been for teachers and for parents, for everyone, for the past year or so. And the teacher was talking about how a student brought them a beginning of school gift and how kind they thought that was. How would a laminator be to take to a teacher as a beginning of school gift? A little laminator, you know, $60 laminator that they could have in their room, so they could do things like this. So they could do things like make little identification cards for the kids. They'll have a ball with those. You know, you can stack things on top of each other that way. There's so many great ideas. As we get into fall, a really fun crafting idea, again, for kids is to go outside as the leaves fall or the flowers fall. Pressed flowers, pressed leaves can go through here beautifully. And then, of course, the kids can cut them out as well. I want to show you again, if you're just joining us, this is our only scheduled airing today. Brand new. We've never had it before. HP is the #1 computer manufacturer in America. HP is the #1 printer manufacturer in America. They are #1 for home office. It's the first time we've had a true HP super high quality laminator. It laminates 3mm sheets, 5mm sheets. It even does cold lamination. For those of you who are wondering about cold lamination, it just laminated an 8.5 by 11. This is a list. Where do you keep all your passwords? Laminated a list of passwords in less than 30 seconds, about 29 seconds. So it's very fast. Heats up in less than 3 minutes. folds flat. When you turn it turns on automatically and goes right to your 3mm laminating. If you want to change that, there's a little mode button right here. I can press that and you might have seen it went to 5mm, or it'll go to cold laminating, and I'll just move it back to 3mm because that's the sort of laminating that we're doing here as well, that we're doing here this morning. Has an I love that color. I love the teal and I love the mulberry. Has an automatic turn off function, so you don't have to remember to turn off your laminator or get somewhere and go, oh my gosh, did I leave it on? It doesn't get super hot. It's warm to but you see I'm holding my hand here. It stays, in a very reasonable temperature. But again, you'll feel better, I think, knowing that it turns off by itself automatically. As I throw it back to Guy, I'm going to laminate a certificate here. How many certificates do your kids bring home? How much artwork do your kids bring home every day from school? What a great way to keep all of those things.
I was just sitting here and imagining my house and thinking all the things that I would love to laminate, and I was thinking, I remember my brother has opening and closing instructions for his house up in Vermont. There's things you turn on the water, turn on the heat, all these things. I'm like, that would be something that would be laminated. About 2 weeks ago, I cleaned my coffee machine. I have one of these fancy coffee machines. I bought it a million years ago, but I love it. It's like 10 years old. It's like my pride and joy. I love this machine. And about every 4, 5, 6 weeks, the clean button lights up. And I got to go online and I got to find the old, because I don't have the original. I don't have the original manual. So I go online and I'm like, why don't I just print that out and keep it in a drawer so I don't have to go online and and then sit there with my glasses trying to read it off my phone how to clean my coffee machine. It could be something like that. What about your kids? I was thinking also, all right, so I got one kid, he's 20 years old, my son Danny, and I'm like, I will guarantee Danny would be like, I can laminate this, I got to laminate. Kids are like that. They have collectibles. That kid's still got Pokemon cards, all right? He probably, and you know what's funny? He has them in one drawer in his room. He's 20 years old. He won't let me throw them away. He's like, no, those are worth money. That card right there is worth like $30 right there. And I'm like, but you don't do anything with it. He goes, yeah, but it's worth, so things like that, right? Or another thing, you teach your kids if they want to save something, show them how to use the laminator, right? As Aaron said, it's not, it doesn't get my hands around, it doesn't get burning out. It's warm because it's a laminator, but it could be anything. What about grandma's fruitcake? Well, maybe you might want to lose that one, but if it's a really good fruitcake, you could save that. I know my mother has a recipe, it's called Chicken 1890. I don't get into the whole story. I'll tell you what happened. It's a ridiculous chicken. It's delicious. But my mother made it up years ago, won a prize for it. And everybody, whenever I serve it to people, they're like, you gotta get me a copy of that recipe. It's the greatest thing of all time, and it really is good. But things like that, little things that you wanna save. Again, a large portion of our show today has been about saving memories. This is a way to really tangibly save something. All right, and all you gotta do is put it in a folder. We're gonna give you the unit itself. We're gonna give you pouches to get you started. You get 10 of the big jumbo pouches. Those are 12-inch, full size. You're gonna get the ones that are wallet size, and you're gonna get the ones that are 4x6 size, 10 each of those, all for $59, $30 off our price, extremely busy, very popular. Remember, how about this, Brian? Let's put up our $40 HSN credit card offer. You get a brand new card today, $40 off. You can get yourself a laminator for $19.99. And Aaron, we haven't even really addressed the crafters out there. You all know what you need a laminator for if you're a crafter.
Absolutely. And you want to, I say this about HP all the time. When you buy, consumer electronics, home electronics, which I think a laminator, is considered a home office piece, certainly, you want to buy from the biggest names because they're able to source the biggest parts and the best parts. If you're the company that makes the heating element for the laminator, you want to sell to HP, right? Because they're gonna buy so many of them. HP's #1 in home office with computers and with printers. So you want to buy, especially when you can buy at this kind of price, you want to buy a great name. This laminator will last you forever. You will use it more than you could ever have thought about using it before. If you need more laminating sheets, we have them available at HSN. You can buy them anywhere. This will do 3mm or 5mm sheets. They're really quite inexpensive to buy, frankly. Again, I'll just remind you, I know guys said we're really busy. This is the only scheduled airing for the day. In fact, I don't have it scheduled again, period. We've been trying to get in an HP laminator. This is brand new. This is the launch. We have not had this on HSN before. I'm particularly excited that we have all the colors. We know the next time we do it, we almost certainly won't have all the colors available.
Over 200 already gone. You know what I'm doing, Aaron? I'm buying the Tango printer. I'm going to stock up my office today. I'm buying the Tango printer, and I'm going to buy the Laminator. And you know what? I'm going to tell my producer Brian, make sure to remind me to buy the mulberry because that's the color I want. Oh, did you? Brian, my producer, just bought the mulberry, and he said I could come to his house and use it. No, I want my own. It's only $59. I want a laminator. I'm going to get one. All right, the item number 745890. We are going to head right over because Aaron, you're staying with us. I'm excited. I think you might have heard me say, Aaron, I'm going to